Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for educations and technology. So previously I have shared the 5 levels of developing the body mechanics. And I have shared on one need to know how to breathe, to stretch, to have strength training, and only after that one can get into the momentum. And also I have shared 2 videos on the recovery where one can use the sport watch to help the recovery training. And after that, for these few days, I have many messages from our Wing Chun friends worldwide, and there are many questions. And one of the things we discuss is really interesting, and that is about Yiu Ma, the waist and the horse, or the waist and the stance, Yiu Ma. So I have shared many things about this Yiu Ma, and here today I like to share with you what I share with all these friends who chat with me in the internet. Now, the first thing on Yiu Ma is I have shared with everybody that let's not just take Chinese term. Just learn a Chinese term and then thinking one know what it is. And everybody go start interpret whatever they want to interpret. One need to know what is Yiu Ma. Have one ever seen how is Yiu Ma works? Well, we often say, oh, this Yiu Ma, that Yiu Ma, we need to have Yiu Ma when we do like a sun punch, we need to have Yiu Ma, and all sort of stuff. Well, so what is Yiu Ma? So that need to be accord with the ancient teaching, like the breathing, the stretching, the strength handling, and the momentum handling. Otherwise, it's like it is something who knows what. So let's talk about Yiu Ma. And the best way to get to this Yiu Ma is to see what is Yiu Ma. If I stand this way, okay, usual way. So I want to go slant a little bit so you can see more of me instead of just plain. If I stand this way, usually like the clamping knee, you know, all the structure, and then I strike this way. Okay? Look at that thing, okay? That waist and the leg, the feet, the stance, okay? Compare with this, the same width, okay? Now, with the same width, compare with this. You see the difference between this? Compare with this. You see the difference? Now, if you analyze that, you know that when you do something like that, this Yiu and Ma, the waist down, it just locked there. And this punch, this strike, no matter how strong I do it, it's just the upper body or the arm. Whereas in this type, the entire body go. So the proper using of Yiu Ma is not this. It's this thing. The entire body is one piece. And actually, you always have this power from the waist and the legs, or the stance. Okay? So if you talk about Yiu Ma this way, when you're climbing, that is not Yiu Ma. Because that actually breaks the body apart. Now the second thing is, say I do elbow strike. Okay, common elbow strike is this way. You raise it up and then strike this way. Raise it up and strike this way. Okay? Just put it, raise it up and strike this way. Okay? Put it this way, raise it up and strike this way. Show you again. Raise it up and strike this way. Raise it up and strike this way. Compare with again. You see the difference? One is raise it up and strike down. Another one is this elbow is not raising up. It's the body going downward. Strike down. So again, this is no Yiu Ma. The body breaks into two. The Yiu Ma is from here. Okay? It's not. It's from here. This is here. Boom. Okay? That's Yiu Ma. And the Yiu Ma is very important because if some grabber grab me, get close to me, okay? Say if I try to elbow him, this body is not going to be able to take it. So one needs this handling of this waist and this stance to play. And it's not going to be like center line, you do this. No. You see my axis, okay? If this is a vertical, this axis, due to this Yiu Ma play, I have to be able to play this way. I have to be able to play this way. Because the grapper with me, he's going to change to grappling with me. So I have to be able to play this thing. That is Yiu Ma. Okay? So this type of thing need to be developed. It's not just, oh, Yiu Ma, doing this way, practice this set. This grandmaster said this way. Well, the opponent and the law of physics is not going to follow which grandmaster say what, or what Chinese term is that. Not to mention that the ancient Chinese, the ancient ancestor Wing Chun have its definitions. When you get close, you go down right away and you prepare for turn, you prepare to go different angles. You have to be able to sustain the grapple. You just go do this. When people get close, you're out. Okay? Now this is technical. We don't want to get into or put down people or anything. This is what needs to be known, or else you put people on danger. Okay? And also, is it easy to develop all this thing? To develop all this thing? No, it's not. You need to know the 5 levels of body mechanics handling. And each body mechanics, you need to know exactly what it is. It is a technical stuff. That's why in the chat with all his friends, I said, you better learn all the details. And people say, well, you know, there are so many sifus say this, say that. I said, you know, it's like going to engineering school. You need to learn the details, the basic. Not to expect that this Sifu teach you this, that Sifu teach you that, and then finally you cannot piece things together. And then there's a disaster because you don't know how to handle this thing, and you do not know how to analyze your opponent. And that's why, again, I tell everybody, you want to learn all these details, how to handling all this and everything. That's why I wrote my books. Those books I wrote is as a textbook, so people know the details, how things piece together. Without that, the things fall apart. And see, we don't even talk about techniques yet, how to handle impulse momentum, those kind of things. We don't, we just talk about how to handle this body properly and how to develop this body properly so it be able to function properly. Not who is the best fighter, all those kind of stuff. Okay? So this is what I like to share with you. Wing Chun 1850 is deep. Wing Chun 1850 has a very solid ground in development. And today there is no more secret. I wrote everything in the books. So if people don't want to study it, well, I cannot pull everybody go study the details. But if people really like to learn something, which is really minimum, okay, most people just want to learn a techniques like movie. I like to be like Bruce Lee. I like to be like Ip Man. But they don't really want to look into the details and development and put time in it. So there is nothing you can get there. But for the people who want to learn, want to know why and so forth, then you need an education. You cannot avoid it. So this is to share with you today. So let's not just using a Chinese term. Learn a Chinese term. Look at that like a mantra that it can save us from the world or a disaster or something like that. Or save us from the monster. No, it can't. There's nothing like that exists. Everything is physics. Everything is biomechanics.